morning. On my way back home on the end of the 6th week of shelter in place. And I'm walking here along Freeport Boulevard right before it splits or merges up here by Taylor's Market. And this is the very northern end of Land Park. On across that side is Curtis Park. But I want to share a little bit of a rant with you just to preference this. I've made a bunch of videos up to this point, and I've never put any of them online because I've been too busy. By the time I get done doing my 7-mile walk now and get to work, clock in at my house, and then I get showered up and I'm working until 6:30, and then by the time I get off work, I am in no mood to create any videos. But today I'm gonna make an exception. So let me preference this again with something. When this whole COVID-19 thing started, there was a lot of unknowns. So the whole shelter-in-place directive made sense at that point in time, because when you're dealing with an unknown enemy, an unknown virus, you have to be overly protective, and you don't know what's going to happen, especially with the information that everybody knew coming out of China was filtered, was, how should I say, corrupt. So at this point, 6 weeks into it, we have the information in hand. We know how infectious this disease is. We know the true mortality rates, etc., etc. Yet, we need to hold our government officials, both elected and unelected, accountable for their decision-making going forward. Not in the past, because if you're dealing with the unknown, it's different than when you have known quantities. So to highlight this stupidity of what's going on, I'm going to talk about cloth shopping bags. Now, if you go to the county website here in Sacramento, it says that you cannot bring water bottles into the store, coffee cups into stores, reusable food containers in the stores, or cloth shopping bags because they could carry COVID. Now, I understand the water bottles, you're putting it to your mouth, you're touching it, touching your face, touching items. Yes, that needs to stay in the car. I can understand the same thing with coffee cups, food containers, if you're trying to be environmentally sound. No, but we're trusting that you've actually washed it and you're handling it correctly. No, all that needs to go into the car. But let's just think about the cloth shopping bag for a moment. If I have COVID and I've touched this bag, yes, it has COVID on it. And then in turn, the bagger touches it, and now he or she has COVID. So having the bag remain in the car seems like a reasonable thing. Except, let's just think about it for one moment. If I have COVID and I've touched and bagged 12 items, so let's say I have 12 items in my shopping cart. Well, that's 12 points of contact that I placed COVID onto. So how is the shopping bag contact point number 13 gonna make much of a difference? But let's take this point one step further. How many additional items have I touched in the store to get those 12 items? I'm gonna open up a couple cartons of eggs to make sure they're not cracked. I'm gonna be navigating in my cold case to get the gallon of milk or half gallon of milk I want. I'm gonna go through how many apples to pick the apples that I want. So basically, I've not just touched 12 items, I've touched 24 items, 36 items. Now let's take this a step further. How many other people have touched the 12 items that are in my shopping cart? Well, let's just say 4 people from the store itself. So now we're up to 5 points of contamination. And then you have an additional 24 people who have also touched those items while shopping. So now we're up to what? 24 plus say 6, 30 points of contact of COVID. I think you got a green light there, sir. So you have 30 points of contact for COVID. Yet my shopping bag is gonna do what to that equation? Nothing. Yet we have elected officials who are pushing no shopping bags for some strange reason, even though I've just walked through the fact that there's all these points of contact and contamination, and statistically speaking, this cloth bag doesn't add really anything to that number. So if they really were concerned about your health and well-being, A, they wouldn't let you shop in the store. B, if they're concerned about the checker or the person bagging your groceries, they should be changing their gloves every single customer to make everybody safe, but they don't. They should be sanitizing their hands between every single customer, but they don't. So you can see up front, we have bureaucrats, we have unelected officials, we have elected officials doing things without thinking, based on old information that is out of date. So I am getting to the point now where I am frustrated with the government, with these elected officials, and more importantly, the media, who seems to confirm my suspicion that they collectively don't have any brains themselves. Because a true news media, a true and free open press would be asking these logical, reasoned questions to the officials and getting reasonable answers. If we're not getting reasonable answers from them, we should hold those officials accountable for this stuff. So I have ranted now for about 6 minutes. I'm gonna put this video online. Let me just turn around. And if you're wondering, I passed by a couple businesses that are very lovely. Marie's Donuts, probably the best donuts in Sacramento. Right up here is Oscar's taco stand. They're open for business. And right around the corner here is McClatchy High School. So, rant over. I feel bad.